What is up, all of you awesome and amazing people on YouTube? The Old Coot here, coming at you with another exciting video, how to slice a roast. This is chuck loin. This was in the oven, 275 for about 2 hours or so, and this is about a 2¼ pound roast when I threw it into the oven. So this is the presentation side, right? The side that had all the seasoning on it and all that good stuff. What I'm gonna go ahead and do to start this process is hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button down there below. There will be links to most of the stuff that I'm using, my kitchen stuff, down there below in the description, so make sure to check that out. And if you have any comments or questions, put them in the comment section. So what I did was I pulled this out of the oven, took the temperature reading with the Thermo Pro digital meat thermometer, came out at exactly 152, I think, or 153, which is the perfect medium to medium rarish. It's going to be nice and crusted on the outside, as you see, and it's also going to be nice and medium rarish on the inside. So what I want to do is I want to flip this over just so I have a more stable platform to slice it on. And what I'm using here is an old school. This is a slice and dicer. I'll try to put a link down below in the description, but any good sharp cutting knife will do. You could also use something like, let me see if I can find it. You can also use a Victorinox breaking knife, like an 8-inch breaking knife. Actually, let's use this just for the purposes of this video. But I'm going to use my 8-inch breaking knife from Victorinox. This is a great little blade here. Slices through almost everything. Very sharp. So be careful when using this. Also, before you go ahead and use any of your cutting utensils, you should use some kind of a honing steel, something like this. I'll try to put a link down below in the description there as well. Basically what you want to do is go ahead and use it and then wash your knife, because you're going to get metal residue. So I've already done that. These are all as sharp as they can be, but let's go ahead and slice this puppy up. So instead of slicing this way, right, the grain of the meat is running this way. I just want a little bit of a bias, like slicing on a more like a 45-degree angle, just so that I can get a more, there's more places where as you pull with your fork and knife and cut through, you just get a more tender chew out of this. So let's go ahead and slice. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go straight through. Very sharp knife, and as you can see, we're juicy, right? But at the same time, it's not a river of juices running out, and that's why letting this rest after you take it out of the oven, let it rest for at least a half an hour so that you don't get too many running, or not a whole lot of runny juices. And the reason for that is because you want a juicy cut of meat, but at the same time, what you don't want is you don't want the meat to get dry. So just in these few pieces alone, look at that juice factor right there. I mean, that is just exceptionally beautiful. Look at the coloration. Let me go ahead and go a little closer for you. Look at the coloration. Look at the juiciness, different angles here so you can see what's going on. You've got some nice bloodiness there, right? And if you are just doing one roast, keep the end pieces for your guests that like more on the well side, let's say, or more on the done side, and then keep the center part of your cut and your roast for the guests that want it more bloody or more rarish. So there you go. So you are going to get some juices down here. Believe it or not, even after half an hour of taking this out of the oven, this is still warm. Like, it's still warm to the touch. It's not piping hot or anything. If you do want to serve your meat piping hot, what you can do is crank up your oven to 350, like 350 degrees. Throw this in a tray, maybe the same tray that you used to cook in. See, this juice pool right here is from me basically probing the meat with a meat thermometer. Let me go ahead and throw this in the sink real quick. Let me go ahead and bring this over. So let's say you were gonna go ahead and throw this back into the oven. What I would do is, time is of the essence. So what you do is, after you slice it, go ahead and throw it back into this tray. Throw it in the oven at 350 degrees. Like, hopefully your oven is preheated that high, because you never want to put this in and wait for it to hit 350. You'll overcook the meat. But what you do is, after you've sliced it, go ahead and put your slices back into your juice, right? And then throw this in the oven 350 degrees for literally like a minute, maybe two, maybe as much as 5 minutes. But keep in mind, the longer it sits in that oven at 350, the more it's going to continue to cook, and then you'll lose that medium rareness. So with that being said, this is pretty much it. I mean, there's not really a whole lot here. I can talk about extra. I'm just going to slice another piece just to get to more of that, that medium rare goodness. I'm curling my fingers right? So that this thing doesn't slice my fingertips. And then you can go as thin or as thick as you want to. You know, if you want to break out like a deli slicer and do that and get it really paper thin, you can do that as well. But there you go. There's basically how I cut my roast so that it's a beautiful, you know, thinness. Look at the thin slices, right? This is about like a 1/4 of an inch thick, give or take. And you can go as thin or as thick as you want to. But there you go. Anyways, if you do like what you're seeing, let me go ahead and wipe my hands. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button down there below, hit the subscribe button, and check out the description section for some links to some pretty cool products. And I will catch you all on the next exciting video.